Yep. Yet again, last day recording this. Oh well. It's about 8 o'clock. It's February 4th, so literally the last day. Yeah. But you know, it's all right because we ball. It don't matter. But yeah. I mean, it's week 5. I think I'm pretty sure week 5. Yeah, week 5. And everything that we've done is kind of come in together. It's kind of been, you know, very connected. It's just kind of been building off the one another. Not really building, but it has its links. It has links. Um, Today I kind of want to go over something that's like a little bit different. Yeah, it's a tad different, but the whole thing, this one, is the concept of money. So, money, currency, anything you want to call it. I think, humans have come up with this. And to, you know, the average person, they're always going to be like, oh, I want to be rich one day. I want to be, have the most money in the world. I think anyone would want that. Just be at a point where money isn't a thing we have to worry about. But if we look at it and everything that comes with money, people say money's the root of all evil, all these things, and it's like, why do we even have money? With humans being naturally greedy, whether it's you want more money so you lay off customers, or you want more money so you go out and you get more customers. It's a greed. This greed to be, have the most. It's kind of something that's innate in us, and it can be used in a bad way, it can be used in a good way. But I feel like having an economy, things like that, like it's such like a bad thing. I've heard I don't know who it was. It was a comedian, but he was like, communism, it's good on paper, but it's bad in practice. And it's bad in practice because it's like, yeah, it's a good concept. We're just the complete wrong species. And I think that's like totally agreeable. Not really with the government part, but, in the sense that humans should be able to share everything that we have equally. I think that's how it should be. I think we should all be in harmony. I think we should all, have one set goal to do this. And I think an economy kind of puts us in different levels and it separates us immensely. The fact that we have people who go hungry, every day, the fact we have people who don't know if they're going to get food the next day, and the fact that we have people so high up that they're able to buy and put money into, these things that keep these people down low so then they work for them. Like it's so corrupt. I feel like money, it's true that money's the root of all evil. And it really, makes me upset because it's like, why do we even have money? Why can't we just do something for someone for the from the goodness of our heart? You know, why can't people just be what they want to be and you know do it for free? I feel like everything should be free. If you want something, you should be able to have that. You should be able to have water. You should be able to have food. You should be able to do this. And I think simply because we are humans, this will never work because we are just so corrupt. We're so greedy. We're so angry. We're divided, and that is probably ultimately going to be our downfall, is ourselves, and because of money. And it's not even in the sense of money as, dollar bills or stuff like that. But like, going back to like the caveman times where people, they were literally just trying to survive. At a time like that, I can understand where you have to trade resources because you have to be able to live, you have to be able to eat, you'll give up this hide you had for all this food that another person would have. It's reasonable. But I feel like we're at like such a big point in such a advanced point of society where money could just be something, of the past. Yeah, I really wish it was like that, and I really wish I could have hope for this, for us, for humans to be a thing, for us to do this. But I feel like as long as money is a thing, and the fact that we can't just share our resources out of the goodness of our hearts and out of being just a good person, I feel like we will never progress as much as like as much as we could. You know, like in a perfect society, I feel like there's no money. There is diversity. I think diversity is good among humans. Genetic diversity, um, things like that. People are gonna look different. I think different ideas are good, but I think that an elimination of a currency and an elimination of greed would be the only way for humans to truly be what we could be. And it's unfortunate because I don't think we ever will be. I feel like money is such a big part of our lives, and it's we've learned to live by the dollar, not to live by what survival requires, if you know what I mean. Probably said that wrong, but money is just such a bad thing. And I really feel like if we, started again and we didn't have money, we would progress so much faster as a society. Because, what is the biggest reason why we go into these, foreign countries? It's because of oil. And what does oil bring? Oil brings money. Why do, why do they starve? Because of money. They don't have money, so they can't do anything. Why do the rich, choose artificial intelligence over humans? It's not because it's more efficient. It's because it saves them money. Money brings corruptness, and corruptness is just festering. It's just there. Like, and the fact that money has become what it is, it's also been like plaguing us at the same time. In other societies, money isn't really a thing. Or, well, let's put it like this. So the fact that we need to have an economy to be able to incentivize people to work, like, that is such a human flaw. It's so us. And it's so unfortunate because if we were just to do stuff because we wanted to, humans would live in harmony. Like, we would be better. But instead, we have to put our lives as a competition to who can make the most money, or who can, get the job, who can work the best to get that bonus. It's the fact we have to incentivize with money is, it sucks. I really wish humans weren't like this. If you look at ants, like, yeah, they all work together. Like, one ant colony, they all work together. Like, yeah, there's an incentive to get the food, get this, but it's not a competition to who gets the food. They all do their part, and they all get rewarded for it. And I feel like if humans were just that way, where we all did our part, we were all not greedy, all this stuff, we didn't have money, it was just do it because you want other people and yourself to benefit. I feel like that is just a pure society, and I don't think we will ever reach that with a currency being applied to our lives. And I really wish we could, eliminate currency. I really wish. But the sad reality is that our currency rules us, especially to where we've gotten to in life. Everything runs on money, as I said. It's just plaguing us. It's horrible. And I'm scared for the future of us, with us worshiping money more and more and more as we live, with money becoming even more a part of our lives, with money dictating almost everything. It's horrifying, because what's going to happen whenever people only do stuff for money and not out of the good of their heart? But I think that's probably a good sum up. uh, yeah, but I'm Ulu. Peace.